Welcome to Mathematics Beyond A Score YouTube. Now we are going to look at Form 2 Mathematics. And Form 2 Mathematics topic 1 is cubes and cube roots. My students, the topic is easy when you do it slowly by slowly. Cubes and cube roots, we will begin by cubes. We will look at cubes. What are cubes, how to work out problems on cubes in terms of factorization, multiplication, and then in terms of using tables to work out cubes. So we'll begin by defining what a cube is, a definition. A cube is multiplying a number by itself 3 times. For example, if somebody asks you the cube of 2, this means you multiply. This means you multiply 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2. This is the cube of 2. This is the cube of 2, which is equals to 8. So my students, if somebody tells you the cube of 2, it means you are multiplying 2, multiply by 2, multiply by 2, you get the answer as 8. The cube of, for example, 5 is 5, multiply by 5, multiply by 5. My students, 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. 25 times 5, 25 multiplied by 5. This is 25, carry 2, 10, 12. So the answer here is 125. That is the essence of cubes. So when we calculate cubes, we can calculate cubes by multiplication. We can calculate cubes by multiplication, and we can calculate cubes by use of cube tables. So, for example, if somebody, this is the example here. For example, if somebody tells you to find the cube of 1.2, that is very easy. The solution to this one is very easy. The cube of 1.2 is 1.2 multiplied by 1.2 multiplied by 1.2. So this one, when you multiply it, the answer you get is 1.728, like that. 1.728, like that. If somebody tells you to evaluate this is an example. This is an example, example 2. This is example 1, example 2. Somebody tells you to evaluate 0. This is part 1, is 0.03. Then you power 3. This is part 2, like this, is A, B, then U cube, then part 3, the last part 3 is 2, B, U cube, like that. So when you are asked to work out these problems, they are very easy. This one means that you are cubing. They mean that you are cubing. So the solution to this one is very easy. Solution here is very, very easy. So part 1 is 0.03 U cube, like that, equals to 0.03 multiplied by 0.03 multiplied by 0.03. Look at how I'm multiplying it easily. 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 is 27, like that. Then how many decimal places are here? They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You put a point here and put a 0. Let us see whether that is true or false, because I can make an error. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, numbers after the decimal point. 1, 2 now is easy, but 2 is easy, and it appears in most of your examinations. When you are given A, B, U cube, my students, it is very easy, extremely easy. You cube A and you cube B. So this is A, multiply itself by 3, and B multiply itself by 3. Indeed, this one, when we want to do it in the local manner, we do it easily. We do it easily in our rough column. In our rough column, we do it very easily. A, B, U cube means AB multiply by AB multiply by AB, like that. So that we multiply A times A is A3 or like that, raised by 3, and B raised by 3 like that. So if you want to earn a mark, don't do it this way. You just put it AB multiply by AB multiply by AB, so that the examiner can see what you are doing. So here this is equals to A power 3 and B power 3, like that. So know that this one affects this and this one affects this in your examinations. Part 3 is easy. 2b power 3 is the same as 2b multiplied by 2b multiplied by 2b, like that. Then this is the same as 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8, like that. Then b multiplied by b is b cubic. When you are alone, my students, when you are alone, to open this is easy. You cube here, which is 8, and the cube here, which is b cubic, and you do it like that. But when you are doing your examinations, you must show the 2 steps. You must show the 2 steps. That is a sweet, very sweet item, very sweet one. Now, how to use tables? I want us to use tables to work out cubes of numbers. For example, my students, you are given to evaluate. For example, you are given to evaluate at 3.417 like this, cubic like this. By multiplication, you will work until the whole of this board is filled. Until the whole of this board is seriously filled, you will work and work and work. And they have a cube. They are written cubes. They are written cubes like that, cubes of numbers like that. Then there is x here, then like this, like that, and then there is 1.00 here, 1, 2, 3, like that, and then there is the add column here, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like the square table. When you want 3.25, you will come to 3.2, like that. Then you go to the column of 5 here. You will go to the column of 5 and then read the number here. After reading the number here, you will add the 4 here. You will add what you get here. So you will have the number here, and the number there is 34.45, and then when you add this one, the answer you will get here is the direct 34.454. You will get that one, and as easy as that. Now, I want us to do a problem that will appear in your card, and in your card is evaluate, example here, example, using cube tables, evaluate 71.5 u power 3. This is the problem. This problem here is easy. It's extremely very easy. This is part 1. Part 2 of it is when you will be told 0.715 your power 3, like that. So when you are given the two problems, one of the two problems, you will solve them easily. You see, in our table, we don't have 71. Our table ends at 9.99. So 9.99 is not 71. So you require to do what? You require to do this in an easy manner. And the easy manner that you do this one is you will write 71.5 power 3 is the same as 7.15 multiplied by 10. So 7.15 times 10, the decimal point will come here, which is 71. So when I close like this, I write cubic. This expression here is the same as this expression. So the two are equal. And this one exists in our table. Because of that reason, we did it here, we did it vividly here. We saw that we cube here and a cube here. We cube here and a cube here. Because of that, we will cube here to have 7.153 multiplied by 10, 3, like that. So this one is 1,000. 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000, like that, multiplied by, from our tables, the value of 7.15 is 365. It is 365.5. So when we multiply this is 0 goes, and then we write that is 6, 5, 5, then 2 zeros, because this one is finished by that one. So 0, 0, like that. 0, 0, like that. And you will score easily like that. It's very easy. Let me move to this one, part 2. This is part 1. Part 2 now is also the same. It is 0.715. It doesn't exist in our tables. So we write it in fraction form. Standard 3, our teacher told us to make 0.7 as a fraction. 0.7 as a fraction. Our teacher told us it is 7/10. We used to write that and we used to enjoy. So I want the decimal point to come here so that I can read it from our tables. So this one here is 7.15 divided by 10. The 10 that you can be able to see here. Then you cube like that, like that. So when you cube here, you will cube here. You will cube numerator, and the numerator is 7.15 power 3 over, you cube the other one is 10 power 3, like that. So the answer here is, the answer to the numerator is 365.5, then divided by 1,000. So the answer, the final answer is 0. The final answer is 0. This one goes with this one finishes this, and the 3 are finished, so the answer is 0.3655, like that. 0.3655, like that, and that is all. When you are going to do indices, when you will know the issue of indices, then you can now calculate this one in standard form. But right away now, before I do indices, I don't advise you to do that. I want to move on to cube roots. And cube roots. Now, cube roots are small, those numbers, which when you multiply them 3 times, you will get the big number. So the cube root, for example, the cube root, when somebody talks about cube root of 8, that means you write the cube root like that, 8. Square root is like that, while the cube root, square root is like that. Cube root is denoted by like that. That is the cube root. So this is the cube root of 8. So the question you need to ask yourself, which is this small number? When we multiply itself 3 times, we get 8. The answer is 2. So how do we get 2? To get 2 by factor method is very easy. What you need to do is to factorize 8. And when you factorize 8, the cube root of 8 equals to the cube root like that of 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. In this one, we choose for every 3 that are inside here. Every 3 that are inside here, we choose 1. So we leave this cube root and we choose one of the 3 that are identical. So the answer is 2 like that. The answer is 2 like that. I want to do an example. I want to do 2, 3 examples. And when I've done the 2, 3 examples, I'll do KCSE, and that will mark the end of our topic 1, my good students. So using factor method, example, this is an example. Using factor method, using factor method, evaluate the cube root of 144. B, part of it, is the cube root of 216. C, part of it, is the cube root of C, part of it is the cube root of x6, y3. D, part of it is the cube root of 0.0512. D, E, and the last one is the cube root of 2 and 93 over 125. I'll do A, B, and C, then my students will do D and E as an assignment, because that's when you can do now more practice. So here, my very good students, life is easy, very, very easy. So using factor method, evaluate, let us look at these examples. This is a square root, this is cube root, this is cube root, this is cube root, this is cube root. So my students, when you are doing these questions, you should be able to read the sign inside here so that you know what you are supposed to do. So here, 144, part A, the square root of 144, by factor method, we are going to talk about 144, 2 for 72, 2 for 36, 2 for 18, 2 for 9, and then 3, 3. So this is the same as the square root of 2 multiplied by 2. How many 2's are this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then multiply by 3, then multiply by 3. For square root we saw, for every 2, two identicals, we choose one. These ones are identicals. These they resemble 2. We take 1. You multiply by 2. You multiply by 3, like that. And 2 times 2 times 3. The answer is 12. So the square root of 144, indeed, my very good students, is 12. So part B is cube root, our main topic. So the cube root of 216, we can factorize that one. And when we factorize that one, we'll say 216, 2 goes there, 2, 1, 0, 8, 2, 50 what? 54, 20, 2, 20 what? 27, 3, which is 9, and then 3, 3, like that. So when we are trying to write that one, we write it as cube root of, like that, 1, 2, 3, 2 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2, then 3 of them, times 3, times 3, then times 3, like that. So the solution to this one is easy. This one, you know, from primary. The solution for this one is easy. We leave the cube root sign. We have 3 of them. We write 2. We have 3 of them. We write 3. And the answer is what? 6. If you multiply 6 times 6 times 6, the answer is 216. Part C is the cube root of x6 and y3, like that. So this one here, we factorize this to have, this is the same as x multiplied by x, multiplied by x, multiplied by x. These ones are 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then multiply by y, multiply by y, multiply by y, cube root, like that, like that, like that. We saw for every 3 identicals, we take 1, take 1 like that. For every 3 identicals, take 1 like that. That means x square, then y, 1 of them, like that. So the final answer is x u square, then y, like that, and that is very true. My students, you can do this one, but before you do this one, I must give you a hint. The hint is simple, very, very simple. A hint for what? Hint for D, hint of it, hint. I want to only give a hint. First of all, convert this one to a fraction. This is 5, 1, 2, cube root, like that, like that, like that, over 1,000, like that. So when you do that, you find the cube root of this, you find the cube root of 5, 1, 2, using a factor method, over the cube root of 1,000, like that. So you will come down and find the cube root of this is 10. Cube root of this one is the number that you will get. It is the cube root is 8. So the answer finally you will get is 0.8. Can you discuss with your friend so that you get that answer? Can you discuss so that you get that answer when you are together with your classmates? Now, I want to do the last one. Part E, I want also to give a hint. Part E is that you must make this one an improper fraction. The improper fraction is 2 multiplied by 125. 2 times 125 plus 93. So you make it improper. So the improper fraction of this is the cube root of 343 over 125. So in this one, you will calculate the cube root of 343, which you can get easily, cube root like that, over the cube root of 125, and you will get the answer as 7 over 5. 7 over 5 will give you answer as 2 over 5. This is what our examiners want. They don't want an improper fraction, they want a proper fraction. KCSE has this question. KCSE has this question. The question is very easy, extremely very easy, that nobody cannot get lost. Find the number to be multiplied with, find the number to be multiplied with, find a number to be multiplied with 1225 to make it a perfect cube. Solution to this is easy. This is very easy, extremely very easy. What you need is to factorize this. You need to factorize 12, factorize 1225 like that. So when you have factorized 1225, you look for the number that you can multiply so that you make it a perfect cube. So 1225, when you factorize it, let me try to factorize it here. 1225 by 5. This is by 5. I'm using my calculator to factorize 1225 divided by 5. The answer is 245. 245 by 5 divided by 5. Because 5 is the last item, this is 49. So this is 7 and this is 7. So this one is the same as 1225 is the same as 5 multiplied by 5, then multiply by 7, multiply by 7. In order for it to be a perfect cube, you will be required to make these to be 3 of them, and be required to make these to be 3 of them. So you will have 5 times 5 times 5, like this, like that, like that. You multiply by 7 times 7 times 7, like that. So the number that you will multiply with that number to make it a perfect cube is 35. So the number here is 5 times 7, which is 35, like that. So you will score a mark here and score another mark there. My students, please follow me in my YouTube channel to go to the next to my next item, and the next item is reciprocals. Mathematics beyond the A score solves items easily like that. Subscribe, please.